Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another show of a street man and a Christian woman. And tonight's topic, we're going to talk about distractions. So at this time, we're going to pass it to Miss Kenyatta, and we're going to let Miss Kenyatta have the floor. So on to you, Miss Kenyatta.
Yes, we're going to talk about distractions. Many distractions allow our mind to wander in many different places. But the key to handling distractions, especially in a relationship, is God. Because God's word teaches us the truth. God's word gives us the confidence to stay focused, to hang in a relationship. And a lot of people may not understand what I mean by that. What I mean by God's word. God's word is clarity. God's word is understanding. God's word is truth. And without God's word, your mind will wander in many different directions. Let me break it down to you. Distractions. We have health. Having health difficulties can be a major distraction from you focusing on healing and growing in a relationship, whether it's with family or with your spouse or with your children. Porn gets into a lot of people's mind, from women to men. Porn is a serious distraction that can affect a marriage or relationships with children and others. Business, being a workaholic, always thinking about money and greed. That is another distraction that can hinder a relationship. Pleasure, always wanting to have fun, always want to hang out, always want to hang out with different type of people. You're addicted to popularity, being a people pleaser. That's another distraction. Distractions. They keep your mind unfocused. A lot of people don't understand balance is the key. A lot of people don't know how to get balance. And balance comes with time. It don't happen just overnight. I had a seizure disorder. And let me tell you, for years, I would say a good 10 years, I had to seriously learn how to not allow my seizure disorder to stop me from moving forward in my life. I was in a car accident. My leg was stuck in the door. I couldn't take care of my daughter. And that was devastating. And they told me I had to have therapy, physical therapy. I couldn't walk. I remember crawling, working on the steps, hopping on steps, the crutches, trying to teach myself how to walk. I also went through an episode where the medication was making my mouth swell up so bad to where I couldn't even eat. And also having to work a job because I didn't get disability. I had to work a job and have a seizure disorder. And I had to keep moving past my disorder to keep taking care of my family. At this time, when I had my seizure problems real seriously, I had 3 kids at the time. And my husband was handling it. But a lot of pressure was on me because I thought I couldn't be a mother. I thought I couldn't take care of my kids. I remember having seizures just on the ground. I'd be in the kitchen, and next thing you know, I'm on the floor having a seizure. And my kids is like, Mom, you're on the ground. And I didn't know what to do. But the one thing that I kept doing, I kept going to God. I kept praying. I kept being persistent in prayer. You know, my husband was dealing with it, but a lot of it was me relying on God's word to get me through it. When you're having hard days, when you don't feel the confidence to move forward, when you feel like you're weak and tired, because after you have a seizure, your body just goes numb. And you can't even get up the next day. And I would just lay in the bed and just be like, I got to do this and couldn't do it. And sometimes that's the time for you to rest and meditate and realize you need God to help you in that area. Because at that time I was working I've been working for years, and it was a trial situation where I needed to have my faith. The other thing is porn. Porn is everywhere. It pops up on my kids' computer. And I have to teach my kids when they go to school, their friend may have a cell phone to distract them, show them porn. Porn is everywhere. And the one thing about it, you have to fight the temptation to look at it, to look at a naked woman, to look at a naked man. You know, it may be appealing, but you got to train your eyes. You got to train yourself not to look, because it's a distraction. It's a fantasy. It's a thought. And once you allow that to come in your mind, you don't see the good in your partner. You'll start thinking your partner need that, like these people on the porn sites, and all it is a fantasy. They're paid to do that. That's not real. You know, and that's why we cannot allow our mind. You know, I teach our kids to guard your eyes, guard your heart, guard your mind. Don't allow everything to enter your mind. Even music. You know, you have to really guard your thoughts. Business. Business, business, business. I went through this with my husband. And the one thing that he was a great provider, but he didn't make time for us. And when he was about money, yeah, the money was coming in good. Yeah, but we didn't have a relationship. I barely saw him. The bond of our family had got lost because of distractions. Always, and somebody was always calling him. Yeah, I need you to do this. I need you to do this job. Calling, I need you to do this job, the next job. You know, and he was chasing that dollar, and wasn't being that father and that man role in our family. And he had to change that. And that took time. Pleasure. Always want to get your hair done. Always want to hang out with your girlfriends. Neglecting responsibility with your children. And I fell victim to that with the church. Yeah, even the church. I always had to be there. You know, I was like, oh, I got to go to the gospel concert, or I got to go take the kids there. And I would neglect my husband for the church. And I had to change that. And I did change it, and I'm glad I did, because I had to learn a balance. I had to learn I can deal with church, but not the way the church wanted me to be there. And some churches I actually had to leave. I still do attend church. It's just that I couldn't put them on a priority like I used to. Business, that had to change. We had to downsize because we had to not do it for the money. Because the time frame that we were wasting and chasing the dollar was ruining my relationship with my husband. Porn. Porn is a serious distraction. The one thing you have to realize, I choose to value my relationship with my husband than looking at a man with muscles and he looking at women. You have to choose. You have a right to choose what you train your mind to think about. Health. Health is very serious. Because if you constantly focus on you can't get better, you won't get better. And the one thing about my seizure disorder, you know, they wanted me to do a survey. And it was like, how did you do it? How did you overcome it? A lot of it is balance. People. You need balance. You cannot eat what you used to eat. You cannot drink what you used to drink. You cannot talk the way you used to talk. You cannot get upset the way you used to get upset. You cannot allow people in your life that you used to allow in your life. You have to have boundaries. You have to have self-control. Believe me, I have been there. You know, I had to get help to help teach me, because I didn't realize how out of balance I was. I used to think I was perfect. I used to think I didn't have an anger problem. You know, when I did wrong, you know, I was like, okay, I did wrong, but I tried to justify it. Some things I was actually wrong about. And you need to know balance. And sometimes you need to get help to make you understand you do need balance. You cannot make it out here in this world just doing things your own way. And all these pleasures that's available. You know, glam team coming to your house. Family always around you. That could be a danger. You know, you have to discipline yourself and say, no, I will not have that. It's no different than when I train myself to go to my class. I have to do that for myself. No matter what anybody tell me, I need my class. That helps keeps me balanced. Prayer. I need prayer. That keeps me balanced. I need self-control. That keeps me balanced. Helping others and volunteering keeps me balanced. And these are the tools that I have to use to keep me balanced and to keep me out of distractions. Distractions. You know, getting caught up in the beauty world. Always worried about what you look like in the mirror. You know, I was addicted to that. You know, I could go down the list. I was addicted to my looks. I was addicted to having everything my own way. I had an anger problem. I had high tone voice where it's intimidating. That I had to learn and get help to understand that was uncomfortable. That was something that I had to get help to make me realize that was a distraction from some people. My tone of voice was very intimidating to my husband, to my children. And I had to learn to get help. And people, we have to get help to help teach us how to get balance. And so many people don't understand balance keeps you healthy. It keeps you stressless. It keeps you getting, telling people no. Even if they're your loved ones. No. I love my children, but I teach them boundaries. No, this is our date night. We're not doing this, we're not doing that. No. And it's easy, it's easy for me because I learned it. But you have to learn to tell people no. Even your children. Okay, and the last thing that I want to understand about God's word. God's word teaches you don't need to have everything that's in the world. That world make you think you got to have. You think you need to be popular. You think you got to look a certain look. You think you got to have your own business. You think you got to do everything to take care of yourself. You need to have, a lot of popularity and glam and people and being a people pleaser and trying to get all this accumulated. And you're draining yourself. We're not built to carry all these roles, especially women. I am not built to carry the man role and my role. And so many women just want to do the whole thing. And that's why we have strokes. We have heart attacks. We have all these problems. My husband going to the doctor and the women, our doctor is just educating us on the stress load that women are doing that's unhealthy. We're not men. We're not built to just run our own business, and we don't have a choice. You do have a choice. The one thing that I did, I gave up the career. I gave up the money because the stress load will kill me. Straight up. I make my marriage work because of the distractions. The distractions of friends and girlfriends and hanging out and business meeting and networking and all of that constantly builds up and builds up and builds up on you. And before you know it, you're overloaded. You done had a stroke. You done had a heart attack. And the doctor is really telling us these things. And, and one thing is people, we lack knowledge. We do too much things. You need to take a vacation. You need to take a break. You need to tell that business deal no. You may need to downsize your lifestyle where you're not working so many hours. You're not on the phone all day. Go to bed early. Drink water. You got to reprogram yourself to be healthy and to live a balanced life. Balance is key. Balance is a serious tool that I take serious. And my seizures is a testimony of me because I learned balance. Thank you for letting me share. Back to you, Mr. Delgado. Oh, and last and least, I really want to pray for both of our mothers. They both are ill. And my mom and his mom are very important in both of our lives. And we are in serious prayer for both of them. They both mean dear to our hearts. And we are greatly, greatly praying for both of them. Back to you, Mr. Delgado.
Thank you, Ms. Kenyatta. And in closing, I'd like to say that we live our life grounded in God, and God plays a big part in our marriage. And that's why we are together. We believe that in both of our hearts, that if we didn't keep God in our marriage, we probably wouldn't be together. But we stay grounded in God, we stay grounded in our faith, and we stay grounded in our love. And we keep balance in our life. And that's how we've been maintaining ourselves for the past 23 years. So I pray that this show tonight will help somebody, touch somebody, and heal somebody, and make them understand that God is the key and staying balanced in the key. So, as we always say at the end of the show, love, peace, and togetherness, and good night.